list where I point out things I found interesting about the Denver Nuggets. We're going to look at Game 2 and just provide some notes here. The first thing, Michael Malone's been hammering it for both games so far, really all playoffs, but when Denver gets out in transition, they win. They had 17 transition points in Game 1 in the first half, 16 in Game 2. Getting stops is such a big part of their offense because the Lakers are just atrocious in transition. One of the worst transition teams. I think the worst transition team of the season statistically this year, but watching them play, they might even be worse than advertised. I mean, just part of this is fatigue. But look at Jeff, not even getting up. This should not be a fast break, but if you watch Jokic, somehow the MVP gets found wide open under the basket. I mean, this is truly a horrific transition defense team. Really elite in the half court, really terrible in transition. I mean, some of these are – Darvin-Ham's got to be going crazy watching some of these plays. Jokic gets big. AD, I mean, he goes down a lot. It leads to a lot of 5-on-4s. I think that's part of it is he just – he goes to the ground a lot. But Denver, this is just such a big part of it. I mean, you see all these buckets. Denver has to continue to get stops, especially against their bad lineups. These are all in the first half, by the way, because the running opportunities are just fantastic. And even when they don't score, you saw how dead tired the Lakers were at the end of the game. Just going to be a big part of it. To start the game, they start with Anthony Davis on Jokic. So that is, kind of their base. They mix everything else as things they mix up later. This is the first play, and I always talk about how Denver goes to the post early to see how they're going to defend. Murray just spaces out, Vando on him, and you get one pass away. And what I like about this is, Denver was able to generate good looks in this. I mean, Murray, if you're going to give Murray catch and shoot, he was on fire in the fourth quarter, but he was ice cold to begin this game. And those are shots that I think Denver, if they're going to concede those shots to Denver, they're really going to expose themselves to quite a bit of variance. And you see their defensive strategy is to stunt over, so they're daring Denver to swing it. And then if we watch Aaron Gordon, we all wondered how can he be used off ball? He did a good job here of setting the flare. So let me pause it here. If we rewind it to here, if the ball does swing to the other side, he's got the screen for the rotation. But what I like about it is that screen, so Braun has to fight through, and then Aaron Gordon has inside position on the rebound. So I like this. I mean, Denver now seeing how this is how they're going to defend in this game with Vando on Murray and Jokic getting that double one pass away. You're going to see it again here. He's ready for it. I just think Denver's going to be even more prepared. And you're going to see, because KCP got in foul trouble right away, they went to Christian Braun. And I think Denver's going to have to be careful because you don't want to have two non-shooters on the court for this very reason. Both of these guys should be off-ball flare screeners, but they're basically just overloading the paint here and daring. You can see they don't even run out at Christian Braun. Look at Dennis Schroeder doesn't even run out at him. They're going to dare him to shoot this whole series. And by the way, I don't mind that. Christian Braun, he's coming off an NCAA championship. I don't mind giving him one or two opportunities to knock that down in a game. You don't want to depend on it. You need to be game plan in case he's not hitting it. But in Game 3, I wouldn't mind if he got this exact look. I know it's on the road. I know he's a rookie. I wouldn't mind one or two of these just to see if he has it going because that's 3 points and it's, good floor balance and everything else. The real key, though, for Denver is when Vanderbilt's on the court, it's so easy to get these inverted pick and rolls and to get the switch here. So you're going to see Denver knew exactly how they wanted to attack it. They get the switch, the double comes, and then now you're getting the dive from Aaron Gordon. The rotation goes back, and Jokic now has Vanderbilt with the help distracted a little bit, and he gets an easy layup. If we replay this here real quick, pick and roll, inverted pick and roll gets the switch. So now Anthony Davis is on him. He goes for the double. AG cuts. And now it's Jokic versus Vanderbilt, which is like baby food for him. So anytime you can create that, and Denver actually had a couple different sequences here. If we kind of go up a little bit, you're going to see how easily they get Vanderbilt, Jokic. Now it's just a regular pick and roll. Murray attacks, draws the switch, and now it's just baby food. Because Anthony Davis is on Murray, he can't help. Him being off ball as a roamer, that's all nice when he's guarding Aaron Gordon. But when you run that basic pick and roll action between your two best players and you get the switch, the play ends up like this. Just the easiest buckets Jokic got all night. So I think that in Game 2, now knowing that Vanderbilt's likely starting, Denver's going to be looking for that action and trying to get those switches. And if they get the switch, it's going to be over. The Lakers are probably have to build in a plan to try to avoid those switches or what to do when they do switch. But I just think Jokic, that's his comfort zone. So Denver, I think, has something there with how to attack that starting lineup. And then Denver worked in this play quite a bit. This action here where you just get Jokic setting the screen. Well, this is when Anthony Davis was guarding him. And then you get Jokic pop into the foul line. And the reason this play is effective and why Denver's running it is your two best rim protectors are going to be Anthony Davis and LeBron James. This action brings both guys up top. You're going to get Anthony Davis having to follow Jokic, and then you're going to have Aaron Gordon out here. So both guys are up top, and that leaves the paint open. Just Jared Vanderbilt, who's got to guard Murray, by the way. And that leads, in the first one, a nice little layup. But you're going to see a second option here where it's similar, where because you're lifting the bigs out of the paint. Here, let's fast forward. Because you're lifting the bigs out of the paint, now Michael Porter has a big size advantage. Jokic lifts. Again, two rim protectors up at the foul line. And now who's in there? Just Jared Vanderbilt, who's basically the same build as Michael Porter, and he just muscles it up. So Denver, I think, again, found an action that worked for him very well. And then the big question is what happens when Anthony Davis is not guarding Aaron Gordon, which is what's happening here. LeBron is guarding Jokic. Anthony Davis is guarding Aaron Gordon. He pops up because you can see it. They're trying to get the action. Jokic is screening cross screen, but what he's really trying to do is get post position. LeBron reads it and fronts him, so now he flashes to be the release valve. But the release valve, when both guys are just sandwiching Jokic and completely ignoring him, I think what they're luring you to do, especially from this spot, is to take the shot. And of course he misses this one. I think what Denver should build in is some quick trigger actions. They got better at this later on in the game. But some quick, if it were me, I would go right into a dribble handoff. I mean, your help is nowhere here. So to me, I would pitch it to Michael Porter and then immediately go screen for him going left, which is his favorite direction. So if you pitch it here and then screen, him coming off the left, there's nobody to step up. And I think it's a much better option than just letting him let it fly here. I mean, Jokic does have rebounding position, but you're only going to want to take one or two of those, I think, before you – and I would rather Aaron Gordon be in the corner. Here it is again. Anthony Davis just completely ignoring. And what I like here is, if you notice, this time they have him up above the break again. And when we talk about one pass away, so Schroeder's the guy that goes and doubles to the post. And what I like about it is Aaron Gordon immediately goes into flare mode. So if Murray's going to shoot this or he has KCP wide open, he's looking for whoever the next rotation is, and he's going to be a screener. You can see he's ready for it. Murray instead takes a little bit of a deep three. I think in film study, they're probably going to say, hey, you can swing this, and LeBron has to step up. It's going to leave the corner open, but you also have this screener, Aaron Gordon, ready. I think it's going to be open for Denver. Murray elected to take that one and missed it, but I think either way, it's a good shot. And then this is the best way to attack Anthony Davis when he's on Aaron Gordon, is to get him switched out onto a shooter. So you're going to see this one, Rui guarding Jokic. And I love this because of how quickly Jokic makes the pass. So here he gets the ball in the block, moves center, and he sees Anthony Davis here. He doesn't even look. He just throws it. And you're going to see this. They already know the action they want to run. It's a little pitch. And like I said, if Anthony Davis wants to hang out in the paint, he's too far away to be able to run out. So instead, Michael Porter plants, and now you have a switch. He had to run out to close out to prevent the three, and now you have a switch. And as soon as Anthony Davis has to guard a center, this defensive strategy is completely cooked. He's not able to help out. You get a wide open dunk. So when we watch it again, Jokic gets the ball, throws it immediately over. Quick action, like they were ready for it, and now they're cooked. Now it's just, okay, let's get it set. Jokic can score. Aaron Gordon can score. Aaron Gordon says, I'll take it. So I think those actions are where you really want to beat that type of coverage. And I will say, for all the talk about, Rui Hachimura, how hard is it? I think Jokic had some confusion in this game when he was getting switches, like right there where he has LeBron. I mean, say what you will, but Jokic definitely doesn't prefer this type of coverage. I think it's the best type of coverage. Again, I think he'll be better at it as the series goes on. But here he is against Rui. He sees Anthony Davis. He misses a bunny, which he almost never does, gets it back, misses a second bunny. But if we rewind it here, what's even crazier about it to me is Jokic has Bruce Brown wide open. Two guys on him, building a little bit of a wall, and you have a really good three-point shooter over here. And if you do put it over there, you're going to create a trigger where something's open. He's being aggressive here, which I like. I actually think he'll make these as the series goes on, as tough as they are. But there's no doubt that Jokic is, it causes him to calculate a little bit. Then we're going to go to this one again. Another little confusion. Rui on him. Anthony Davis cleared out. Let's see here. Yeah. And you can see he's just trying to do his classic no-look stuff. It's Jeff Green in the corner. Anthony Davis just not going to guard him at all. Let's see it again. Spins on him, sees the help coming, and throws it right to him. Now, part of this is, again, Jeff Green, not exactly a great floor spacer. He doesn't want to throw it to him. D'Angelo knows that, and he goes to the corner. He reads it, and he gets him. Uncharacteristic of Jokic to have a turnover like that. Another one here. This was late game. This is 3.5 minutes to go. Everybody, I think, remembers this one. AI Knicks, one of Denver's ISO plays for Jokic to get down to his left block, his favorite spot. And he just throws a weird, off-timed dribbler. Again, Anthony Davis, the roamer. Aaron Gordon cuts, and I would just rather, I think Denver's best bet is to just default him to flaring. If it were me, I would almost never have him dive. I would have him set the screen here, and then he can slip it if he needs. But a straight cut to me, I think, is going to be wrong. Jokic kind of just fumbles the decision, and there you go. Jokic posting up Rui. I think he's going to have more success than he had in game one. This one, again, he just decides. I think he has it in his head that he has to shoot through double teams sometimes because if you look, Jokic actually has some Murray open. You know, he could make it, but he's just being aggressive here, and I kind of like it. He gets the and one, of course. And then we're going to see late in the game, Anthony Davis switched onto a shooter. Rui Hachimura should be barbecue chicken. Jokic just never misses those. Maybe fatigue was a factor at that point, but again, as the series goes on, I think we're going to see Jokic make more and more of those and be more and more comfortable with that matchup. D'Angelo Russell can't play. This is one of the things. He's been a minus 25 and a minus 16 so far. But part of it is he's an offensive player. His defense is horrible, so we all know that. But his offensive shot selection, 17 seconds on the clock, contested step-back fall-away with no rebounders from two. I mean, this is just a horrible understanding of what it is you're trying to do as a team. By the way, this is 2 minutes into the game. Can he hit those? Absolutely. Is that the best process? I mean, LeBron, they're having success in other areas, so wasting possessions on just giving guy touches and giving guy shots doesn't make sense. And then the defensive end, it's not just that he's bad when, you know, Murray's cooking him or Bruce Brown or some of the guys, but look how easy it was to generate a switch. Inverted pick and roll in transition. KCP has D'Angelo Russell on him. Let's just run a quick little transition screen. We got the switch. He flares out. And then it's like, yeah, this is easy. This is just Jokic on autopilot, creating dunks. I don't think D'Angelo can play. If he does play, he can't play when Jokic's on the court, or at least can't play heavy minutes. I certainly don't think he should start, but we'll see what the Lakers do. And then Denver's best action in this game, and one of the reasons I think Denver should be confident, their fourth quarter offense really worked well, obviously the three-point shot making, but it's the screener action that they've run all year, and that is the three-headed monster of too big that you don't want to switch a point guard onto him, too good of a shooter that you don't want to switch a big, and then don't want to switch at all. So what do we get? Back screen, run off it. This is the type of stuff that a good defense works through the course of a regular season. The Lakers, you know, not being a great team all year, even though they're good defensively, this should not be a thing that they mix up as bad as they do. And it makes me think that they'll be better as the series goes on, but I don't know that you could become elite at not messing up these rotations. Screen, both guys jump down. They leave Jamal Murray wide open, and he knocks that one down. That's Denver's favorite action. They run it all the time, and if you're going to get looks that good out of it, it's probably over. We go in transition here. We're going to get the exact same thing. This is fourth quarter. Jokic at the nail, Rui Hachimura, and again, you're just getting screen-the-screener action. So flare screen. Oh gosh, D'Angelo Russell, you got to be kidding me. This needs to be cleaner from the Lakers. They either need to switch this or fight through it a little bit better. But if they switch it, if you start to switch this, you're going to have inside positioning from Michael Porter here to slip the screen. But instead in this one, they just so far behind when you get it. And part of this is, again, you have guys that are out of position. Like LeBron's not always guarding the five. In fact, he almost never guards the five. And that's a little bit on him to quarterback and call out. And then you just get the exact same action again. I mean, Denver, get it to the elbow. Screen, release, get to your spot. Jokic's got inside rebounding position. Again, Lakers are going to clean this up a little bit, but again, the fact that they miscue that so much is a good sign for Denver. And then lastly, you know, the Lakers have been going under pick and rolls on Murray. It seems like they really want to go under for him. And this is, again, Murray, this is a wide open three. They're giving Murray open shots, and he missed a bunch of them early on, but especially with how he ended that last game, I think he knows he's going to be locked into, hey, he's got to take shots. in the series. One thing, Denver, this is one of Denver's pet plays, this Iverson 54, where you're going to have Jokic running an Iverson cut over the top here, right into the 5-4 inverted pick and roll. LeBron saw it. He's clearly scouted them. He tricks Jokic into throwing this one. You see he steps up and then steps back. Look at LeBron's footwork on this. Step up, back up, breaks it up. Really good job. I think if Denver runs this again, if I'm Jokic, I would try to accentuate this switch. Take another dribble towards LeBron, and you're going to have the weak side pass if you need it, or you're going to end up getting a switch here. But I don't think they should go away from this play. Jokic just needs to read it a little bit better, know LeBron's sitting on it. The bench has got to figure out, again, KCP being in foul trouble threw some of this off because Bruce played a lot of minutes by this point. But you can see Schroeder's a good defender, and him pressing into Bruce is not a good ball handler. And so pressing into him, look at this possession. We're at 12 seconds, 10. We haven't got anything, not a screen. Nice, just go under. It's 7 seconds. Nothing's happened. Wasted possession. Offensive foul. This happened too much with the second unit. I mean, Denver lacks a secondary ball handler, and I think the Lakers see food there. That's why they put LeBron in the second unit. And then the next time down, you're going to have Aaron Gordon be the entry because I think, again, Bruce Brown's getting pressured too much. But even that means you don't have a great point guard. You don't have anybody getting you into your sets. And here we are again, another possession. You get a step back long too, which, again, they'll live with all day. Denver does get the offensive rebound on this one, but it was by no means a good process. That second unit, you don't want to stagger Murray at all times. I like only staggering him once, but you're going to have to figure out how to be better with your entries. And then lastly, LeBron did a good job defensively early on at attacking the pick and rolls, playing when he's guarding Jokic. I mean, you're guarding the big and pick and roll. That's a hard task. Early on, he was blitzing these and recovering and just showing pop. As the game wore on, he got tired. I mean, it's 99-94. It's winning time. And look at him on Jamal Murray. He's playing drop because he's too tired. This is why he took 5 threes in the fourth quarter. He's too tired to play defense the right way, which is to jump out at this and trust your backside rotation. But he's just too tired. You give Jamal Murray, who, by the way, at this point is on fire, and you give him that much space. So another thing, as great as LeBron was in that fourth quarter, he was making those types of mistakes as well because Denver had worn him down. One thing he did a great job, though, in this game, I mean, I'm so impressed with LeBron, obviously, watching him in the series, all the little details. But him becoming the roller and pick and roll got them some nice, easy looks. LeBron has the chance to be one of the best pick and roll rollers if he ever wanted to be. He was in this game. Look at him. He's just saying, yeah, what are you doing, dude? Don't freelance. Run the play. And this one doesn't even work, but it still gets LeBron what he wanted, which was an ISO at the nail. And he just, what a pass. That's an insane person pass. Jokic this is an interesting one. Jokic got beat twice on pick and roll slips. So we're going to watch here. Jokic, they got lucky here, but you could tell that Denver wants to use this tendency. So Jokic has to step up because he plays up. So it's a step up to screen and then slip behind him, and he's not fast or athletic enough to stop him. They didn't convert this, but it was a great look, and it takes advantage of one of Jokic's tendencies. This actually led the other direction. And then late in the game, end of quarter, same thing. Step up, slip, they're prepared for it, caught him. So Jokic needs to be prepared for that. They clearly have a scout on him that he's vulnerable to that, and they went to it twice. And then another thing, you're going to keep an eye on Michael Porter here and keep an eye on the screener. They disguise. It looks like he's going to screen on the right side. Michael Porter jumps to the right side, but the screen's on the left. So Michael Porter wholly out of position, and as a result, you get a layup for LeBron James. Very next play, they disguise it the opposite way. This time Porter jumps it right, but Jeff Green reads it wrong, thinking the screen's coming this way. So this time they both Jeff jumps to the wrong side, and LeBron just misses a layup. It's the only reason. So if we go back, disguise the screen, Michael Porter screws up, wide open layup. Next time Jeff Green screws up, and we get a wide open layup that thankfully LeBron misses. So again, that combo, they clearly feel like they can take advantage of it. That's it. That's it for this edition of the list. Some really interesting stuff. Denver, I think, has reason to be confident. The Lakers have reason to be confident in that they have a point of attack, but they're just margin for error. The Lakers' margin for error is so small. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments both teams make in Game 3. Definitely don't think the series is over, but I think Denver has, Murray. They're leaving Murray a lot of opportunities to shoot the ball in this series, and if he shoots the ball all game like he did in the fourth quarter, they're going to put a lot of pressure on what the Lakers do.